Why don't you tell me more about what happened with Hart and that whole situation?
Well, after this happened, of course he run away when he had the house all locked. And when Dad, what brought it on was the fact that he was, about once a year, he'd run a fever and get delirious. And he was coming into one of those times. And Dad and Ambrose were going to Imperial to get the grain ground into flour. And Hart wanted to go. And I guess he had taken him at one time, but he wouldn't stay with the truck. He kept wandering around and doing things, so Dad just would not take him. And that's why he built all this stuff up in his mind. So after they had gone, he started walking. And Irma was living at home at the time because Fred had gone down to Chester, West Virginia to look for work. And at times he worked down there because there was more work than there was closer to where we lived.
Mm-hmm.
So Irma and the kids were with us while he was gone. And so Hart had started walking. So I guess Mother sent Irma after him. And she caught up with him down at a neighbor's house where he stopped to get a drink or something. And she talked him into coming back. And they started back and they came back to the house, and then all that happened after he got back because he was bound and determined he was going to go. And so when they got home from Imperial, the house was locked. So Ambrose went around the house looking for a window that wasn't locked and found one around the back. And he was climbing in when Hart discovered him, and he got a cut on the forehead somewhere. Then he got away and ran off. And so then they had to wait till they found out what all had happened at the house. And then they went looking for him. They didn't find him until the next day, but they found him out in the field and sitting on a fence post. And I don't know how they ever got him. Of course, it was the boys and neighbors that were looking for him.
Mm-hmm.
And they found him and they caught him. And then a big truck driver that lived up the road from where we lived, that brought the cab, the cab part of the truck home. And then he'd go pick it up when his truck was loaded and haul it to where it was going. He was the one that took him in after they had him all tied up and everything into the authorities. And he was going up past this farmhouse where they had found, where Hart had stopped to get a drink. The road twisted around and went up through a wooded area, and they called it Backbone. And he was driving up this crooked road when Hart went out, let out an awful scream. I guess just about scared the man out of his wits. But anyway, he got him into the authorities, and then we never saw him again. They took him down to Beaver County Jail, and they put him in some kind of a home.
And you never saw him again, huh?
No.
Wow.
Never saw him again. And on Monday, after this all happened, I don't know what day of the week it was, but the following Monday, he wanted to go home and help his mother wash. He helped with the laundry,
Mm-hmm.
because you wash the clothes on the board. You had tubs and a washboard, and that's the way you washed all the clothes. And he didn't remember.
You didn't remember anything he'd done? Hmm.
Probably never did.